Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading .com. Hope everyone is doing spectacularly splendid. We got the SPY on the board and today was a really nice bullish day out there in the markets. I mean, there are tons of big name stocks just hitting all-time highs and just totally cranking it out. We'll look at those in a second. SPY, to me, still looking like a double bottom. Big double bottom in here. All of this is really kind of the retest of that neckline. And you got a bullish gap and go on Friday. Got a continuation higher today. So from this point, I mean, this is a retest gap action. So expecting SPY to do something like this, most likely. And yeah, then trade higher. So still bullish. Here's the Qs and the overall broader markets, the QQQs. Here is the weekly chart. Just looks gorgeous. We're about to make new all-time highs really any day now. We will probably retest this gap over the next 2 or 3 days, but it looks to me like we got ourselves some type of 1, 2, 3 pattern. And in this 3, you kind of have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when this ends, which will probably be very soon, you'll get like a wave 4. And then a little bit of a wave 5, most likely. So I don't know exactly that shape and how it's going to look, but you know, as far as buying the dip, for those who did, congratulations. Let's talk about some stocks that are just cranking out. Here's Apple, and Apple, I'm loving this model. I mean, this model is so far perfect. And the goal was, again, just as a reiteration, copied this exact movement from over here to get an idea of what Apple would do. Well, it did follow almost exactly, right? It traded up, had a little bit of a retest there, made a new higher high, it consolidated, and then broke out to a new high. And the funny thing is, it actually hit the exact high, 192.46 or some change, that it was projected to hit, and now it's pausing. This is probably where all the newbies hopped on today because they're like, yeah, this is the time to buy Apple. When realistically, you had that phenomenal and perfect S-curve, right? You had a retest gap right here. There's the retest gap. Another retest gap with a 2-day pennant pattern. And just a nice S-curve into the 10. Bullish gap and go on Friday. This is where a lot of people are selling. I mean, it's never been higher on Apple. So from here, a lot of people did sell some covered calls, locking in some potential profits on Apple if they get called away. But I do, and I will be keeping an eye on Apple to potentially retest. I don't think we go all the way down to 176.39, but it certainly is plausible. At this juncture, I'll be looking at buying the dip. But a lot of people doing some covered calls for July, expecting Apple to churn and burn up here. But the trend is bullish without question. So just look to find where you're wanting to take that bullish move. Another stock making new all-time highs, Nvidia. Just churning and burning. Had this phenomenal tweezer bottom right here between the 22nd and the 23rd of May. So plenty of real life traders are in that one. A lot of the traders over there in the Houston area that I just met with. And this is some beautiful wave rotation. I mean, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Classic, simple, easy. Retest gap right there telling you, hey, we're about to retest, right? And then earnings came over. New all-time high. I mean, this was just so classic. It was almost too easy. Nvidia, new all-time highs, wrecking it. Snapping necks and cashing checks. Amazon, also new all-time highs. Bouncing off the 20 EMA from this point. Again, 8 white candles in a row. I know I sound enthusiastic. This is not the time to be buying, ladies and gentlemen. The time to be buying was weeks ago. If you want more help on your timing, more help on your entries, and you want that help for free, make sure to hop over to Real Life Trading and click on the banner. June 18th, ladies and gentlemen, is the free week. I did send out all of your links over the weekend. A lot of people emailed me this morning thinking that the free week started today. It is June 18th, which is not this Monday, not next Monday, but the Monday after that. So June 18th, click on there. We're gonna have a fantastic mentorship Monday. I'm gonna be recording tons of information all week long. My goal is to enrich lives and to teach you how to simply trade phenomenally profitable, month after month. That is my goal. So get into the room, sign up, because Amazon is a classic example of that. Now, I have a lot of other requests. Let me get to them. Here is JD.com. Hi, my name's JD with JD.com. Here's the weekly chart. Long-term moving averages. You got a bullish gap and go. Today, we traded right down to the 100 simple, and we're bouncing. So that was a phenomenal place to go long. And again, I know it's a little bit of a longer term perspective, but this was certainly the area to look to buy some of this JD action. So let me just kind of hop over here, because this is something that many of you and us have been planning on doing for quite a few months now. So let me just kind of pull up this chart on JD.com. Here it is. And this is the chart back from April the 3rd. This was the wave count, and was expecting it to come into, well, the 100 symbol on a weekly. And if we click that next button, booyah, there you go. It just, I mean, perfect. Perfect in every way. Buy low, sell high, strong support, up 4.9%. You gotta like JD.com at this area, at least I do. And you know, you could probably pull back a little bit tomorrow, since this is a retest gap on the daily. You could have tomorrow a little bit of a flash lower, but again, down here, I wouldn't be going short. I'd be looking to go long. Here is CGC, Canopy growth, and I mean, staying at bullish. So CGC, this is on the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange. So if you don't want to trade on the TSX, it has an exact same, I mean, the pattern's identical. The stock's it's the same exact stock, just a different exchange. Here's Canopy growth. So this is the one that a lot of my Canadians are trading. This was the breakout back in mid-May. This was our exact setup that numerous traders are in. And my thoughts were just simply hold, let that retest come in, and let her continue to grind higher. So at this particular point on CGC, if you're not in and you want to play it, try to find a dip. But really the dip occurred last week. I mean, traded right into the 10. So yeah, if it can close above the high of this candle on May 24th, especially if it can do that this week, she should continue higher. Here's AMC, and AMC is down 1% today. Here's the weekly chart on AMC Entertainment. Here's the long-term moving averages on the weekly, and those are very, very far away. And here's the daily. So we are really just chopping around, but the cool news is we are smack dab in the middle of these long-term averages. So we are, AMC is trying to make higher lows relative, boom, 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 boom. And is also trying to make higher highs. So if you're looking at going long, this would probably be the area. I would probably suggest tiptoeing in if you're going in bullish now, maybe adding a little bit more down here and still having your risk in place. Otherwise, if it can double bottom and close above $15.15, then AMC would be more bullish than bearish in my opinion. Long term, it's a fun company. I know how they make money. They do pay dividends. It is at a buy low, sell high location. It's just going to take a while to accumulate down here. So buy it as low as you can. Here's LOXO. This is the monthly chart. It's up. Here's the weekly time frame. I mean, this is almost too funny. So here's the daily. Obvious fade, right? Bullish gap and go just a few days ago back here where tons of people made money, and then, you know, trade higher, rotated into some moving averages, continued. White candle, white candle, white candle, white candle. Huge gap up today. Super obvious fade. I mean, you have to be selling that. Who's gonna be buying up there? First 5 minutes dropped like a rock. Here's the extended hours, and look at this 5 minute candle. That's where you're going short. I mean, right there, that pre-market, you obviously had some buyers there, so a break below there, getting wrecked. So LOXO, incredible fade, really good move. And from this point, if you got to turn those moving averages on, I'd look to buy, honestly, off of the 20 or somewhere near this support around 160 if I'm playing LOXO. Alibaba up 2 1/4, actually 2 1/2 right now. John Wheeler got into a bull put spread a few days ago. Incredible bullish pop just on Friday. Baba is going higher. I've been telling everyone since January of this year to be long Baba, stay in Baba, own Baba. Q2 target 217.55. I mentioned late Q2, which would be June. That's probably going to hit. So here's the hourly time frame, and the hourly chart on Baba. Trend is unquestionable. That trend is unquestionable by the dip on Baba. Look at this hourly time frame. I mean, oh my goodness. Pennant pattern from the heavens. Phenomenal. Perfect bullish gap and go in the hourly. Really good move on Baba. Keep cranking it out. Few traders are in shares with some covered calls. Let Baba close above here today, and then a day or two it might retest. And then if you have covered calls, unless they're really far away, consider buying those back. Because again, Baba, worst case, probably retest to the $200 price range, but unequivocally she will go higher. In my opinion, this is the breakout. So look to buy dips on BABA as the trend is bullish. Late quarter 3 target 260.43. Is that going to be correct or accurate? Maybe, but it sure has the steam, or at least the potential to get there. Next on the list is Etsy, ETSY. And Etsy, just be patient on this one. It's already made its move. It's at a really big resistance. So here's Etsy on the weekly chart, and here's your resistance. So the time to buy was, really anywhere down here. At this particular level on Etsy, big resistance. It's already, we're talking 400% growth over the last year and a half. So let it chop around up here. Let it distribute. If you're playing Etsy, buy it as low as you can. Off the 50 or off of the long-term moving averages. Buy low, sell high. Let it distribute for a while. Let it do its thing. It'll probably be boring for a bit. Foot Locker. Here's the weekly chart. And you're smacking his head right against the long-term moving averages on the weekly. The good news is this thing has recovered with volume. So you're making a higher low. So here's the higher low on Foot Locker. You had a little bit of a triangle pattern right there. Volume. There's a lot of bullish volume coming in on this one. If we go to a monthly time frame, pull up the monthly just so you'll see kind of where we bounced. Bingo. 100, 200 simple moving average on a monthly chart. Have a little bit of a double bottom also on a monthly. So if I'm playing Foot Locker, it'd have to be bullish. You have a retest gap, and we did retest, and we're working on breaking out a little bit here. So since we have the 100 right in front of our face, I would take a small position here, but most likely wait for a pullback down to 51, 53, about 8% lower, and that's probably where I'll be looking at buying it. However, if your time frame is very short and you're looking at just some quick bill paying money, keep an eye on that to pop. Could run up in here to 58 and then get a little bit more of a retest and then bounce. Honestly, take a screenshot of Foot Locker. I think that's probably what she does. It'll be a little bit on the slower side, but eventually I do think it will go higher. 3 or 4 more. Here's BTSI. And BTSI, did I type that in right? Is it BSTI? Maybe it's BSTI. Transpose number. That's what I'm going with. Best Incorporated. Newer IPO, trading very sideways. It does have pretty good volume. So it seems to me that, we're in a little bit of a distribution phase. So you got some support resistance about there. You have a resistance here. You're going to have a support about there. And we do have some higher lows. So my thought on BSTI, here's your higher lows. If it trades back down into the $10, 29 cent area, it appears viable to me. For now, you have a little bit of a lower high. Again, this is on the daily chart. So I do like this really cute pattern that we are building at the present moment in time. If I zoom in on that, you have a very small pennant pattern or stair step. So there's whatever you want to call that pattern right there. Insanely tiny. Volume is lower. Watch for that to pop and run up to 1287. If and when this thing breaks out of this resistance, congratulations, I think it could absolutely tear it up. Here's QD, and QD is up 7% today. This has a little bit of a divergence on the weekly chart, on your RSI indicator. So here's your RSI on a weekly. Again, this is a newer IPO, and I'm on the camp that any company that IPOs on the New York Stock Exchange, they're not going to just let it go to zero, right? So if it's something IPOs and just gets absolutely shredded, kind of like Facebook, Etsy, a few others that I can think of. When it gets down to a low price, like Blue Apron or something, you got to be looking for a long. They're not going to just let this evaporate. So if I was looking at playing this one, I'd let it close above 884 and then see if you can buy the dip. But at this particular juncture, I'd probably be looking to go long. The trend is bearish, so it would be a quicker play, unless, of course, you have a really long time frame on QD and you want to own or invest in the company. That's not personally my goal, so it'll be a kind of a quicker in and out for me. But again, I just like this candle on a weekly. A little bit of a hammer, dragonfly, doji type of candle. So if it can retest, great. Trying to do a little bit of bottom fishing on this one, but again, you're not going to just IPO, October 2017, less than a year, and just go to zero. It's not going to happen. So worst case scenario, it'll chop around, or do something like Blue Apron, right? This was one of my bottom calls that we made, and that was back here in April. So there's a lot of real life traders in from April. This pattern looks pretty similar to QD. We're either in this wave structure or maybe we're in this wave structure. I think we're more in like the first wave on QD compared to how this moved. But if we are in the second one, great. I don't think we are, but we'll find out. Anyway, Blue Apron, beautiful move down there. Buy low, sell high. Exact same thought process on this one. New York Stock Exchange, IPO'd back in July 2017. It's not going to just go to zero overnight. So that was a really, really fun one for numerous traders. Not as fun though as this one. Ticker symbol IQ. Good Googa Mooga. IQ straight up crushed that one. So you all got the article here on reallifetraining.com for free. I mean, this article is worth thousands of dollars. Thousands. Right here, our thoughts published May the 4th, totally for free on the website, shared it with the world. Here it is. So this was the setup, posted in right there, May the 4th, 1655 by 1525. And if we come back over to here, the low of this candle, 1602, it would have filled on the 4th, it would have filled on the 7th, it would have filled on the 8th. 3 days, crushed that trade. Oh man, IQ moving well, likely we'll keep doing it. So this is some type of wave 3, obviously. So 1, 2, 3, and inside that you have a 1, 2, 3. So obviously nothing goes up forever. You're gonna get a little bit of a retracement. This is not the time to buy IQ. This is the time to celebrate for those who are already in. If you're looking at playing this one, I mean, this is a very interesting high wave candle. So one of two things happen. We either go higher, well, I'll say one of two things. I think we're gonna rest most likely and then continue higher. That's the most likely scenario. If we close like this and we take out the low of today's wick, we're going to go back down to 22, 23, 22.85, something like that, and then bounce. I think that seems pretty doable, but honestly, I mean, the trend right now is bullish. I would not bet against IQ. Great article. I hope you guys got a chance to just read it, love it, make tons of money on it. We've been looking at it very frequently in the room, so go to that hourly chart, buy that dip. If we can trade sideways 2 or 3 more days, I think IQ could easily continue higher short term. Here is TRXC, the last request for the day, and TRXC, here's the daily time frame, down 7%. Really strong trend, but it's already made most of its move. So here's your long-term moving averages. I'm gonna have to go to a weekly chart on this one. Yeah. Nothing really. It looks like a flash in the pan. There's a few instances where it's done pretty much the exact same thing. I don't have any position on this one. If I did, I definitely would not have bought anytime recently. So your exponential moving averages, I'd like to get it at $3. $3, maybe the stop at 260, 270. It'd be a quick play. It would definitely not be an investment for me personally. You did have a gap and go, which worked out very short term. Yeah, look for a wick on this one. Maybe get it at 3 with a stop at 260 or 270. That would be shot number 1. If that doesn't work, try it again at $2 with a stop at $1.50. And if that doesn't work, throw it in the garbage can. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your free Monday real life stock review. I hope it was beneficial, enriching, and enlightening. And I hope I got your request covered. Next stock review is on Wednesday, and ensure that it's going to be phenomenal. Also, reallifetraining.com. Click on the banner, sign up. It's going to be one of the biggest events on the internet. Be there or be a triangle. You guys are amazing. Until next time, love life, love trade. Bye.